So we were having a conversation with a buddy of mine this morning about he had watched the news or something or read an article and got all pissed off. It was something absolutely ridiculous. He's like, man, what's going on? You know, what's going on with the world today? With the world. You know, everything you read on the news is just like surreal. So we're having this conversation, and I said, you know, I think what has happened to all these news companies, all these media companies, you know, the major news networks, CNN, Fox, I mean, even the newspapers, is that they're basically fighting for survival. Because in the day of social media, global communications, they're basically irrelevant. I mean, they really are. If all the news media went down today, you would still know what's going on in the world because of global communications, the internet, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google. So imagine this, say 50 years ago, you know, before the internet, every night at whatever time it was when the news came on, or, you know, before television, go back a few decades, it was radio, whatever time that show came on, people tuned in. It didn't matter if anything significant happened in the world or not. They were going to tune in for that full 30-minute, hour program, whatever it was. And so the media companies were selling advertising. And the same number of people were listening to that message, listening to the advertising, regardless if anything happened. I mean, they could come on the radio or the news and say, yeah, it's been a slow news day, folks. Nothing really happened today, so we'll talk more about sports and weather. I mean, they could adjust it depending on what happened. If there were some significant world events, okay, well, you trim down on the weather and the sports and talk about what happened. If nothing happened, you beef up the sports, the weather, because you had a captive audience. Well, now CNN, Fox News, they're fighting for relevancy. I don't watch the news. I haven't watched the news in about a decade. I don't care. Their programming has no effect on me. Why? Because I don't watch it. I look at a sampling of various sites online, click on a few articles, you know, just to stay up on major events, and that's pretty much it. So it's not affecting me, but for a lot of you out there listening to my voice, you know, you're glued to Fox News, CNN. You've got the news media going on in the background while you work. I hate going into hotels when they got CNN or Fox on the TV, you know, either in the bar, you know, hotels, restaurants, bars. If they've got that shit on, I'm like, hey, can you turn that shit off? I came here to get a drink and relax. I don't want to listen to this bullshit. If they don't turn it off, I leave. I don't want to listen to none of that shit. So with that, how do these media companies and these news stations stay relevant? And you got to follow me here, okay? Say there's a building on fire in your city. Well, chances are there's 100 people out there streaming live to Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. You can watch it live. People standing there. People are tweeting photos. They're tweeting second by second what's going on. All you got to do is follow the hashtag. You know exactly what's going on. So why would you need somebody in a newsroom somewhere reading off a teleprompter to tell you that there's a building on fire in your city? And the answer is you don't. If all of the news networks today went away, it wouldn't even be a speed bump in my life. There's so many other sources that are direct sources that are standing there on the scene live streaming, I don't need somebody in the newsroom to interpret what I'm seeing. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the same shit you are. So with all that said, I think what's happened is the news media have to become basically the equivalent of tabloids. They have to go from reporting facts to capturing you through entertainment, drama, emotions, the same as the tabloids did. You know, say I'm standing in line at the grocery store as a child, and you're standing there waiting in line, and you see all these tabloids talking about aliens landed, and this, you know, some star did this, and all this crazy stuff. Everybody bought those tabloids back then. Why? Because it's entertainment. You knew damn well everything in there was fake. You didn't care. You know, what's the old saying? Never let a few facts get in the way of a good story, or something like that. People bought that because of the entertainment value. They were hooked on those things. See what's coming out next week, you know, what kind of shit is coming out. It's what's happening with the news today. They're no longer reporting news. They're trying to get you hooked, just like a soap opera or a tabloid, for the entertainment value. Whether it makes you happy, you know, it makes you sad, it pisses you off. While me and my buddy are talking about this article that pissed them off this morning, we said, hey, it's mission accomplished for them. They wrote this article in a way to invoke an emotional response in you to get you to what? A, to keep your eyeballs on the screen, so that advertising is in front of your eyeballs a little bit longer, so they can justify their existence to the advertiser. Okay, B, they pissed you off to the point that you and I are having the discussion, so you shared the information with your friend. And what do they also want you to do? Share the link. Share the link. So I would pull it up, and now I'm staring at the advertisement, and they get credit for a view on a Google ad. We're all in the advertisement business. We're all in the entertainment business. If you're on YouTube, you're in the entertainment business. Okay, if your videos or anything about it is monetized, guess what? You're in the ad business as well. You're an advertiser. Okay? So I think that's what's happened, is that these news outlets are just basically struggling for survival. And they've got to write anything and everything they can to keep you loyal to their brand. You know, telling you what you want to hear, pissing off the opposition, whoever that may be, because they're irrelevant. In the world of global communications, the big media companies are irrelevant. Why would you pay somebody? Why would you pay somebody to listen to their interpretation of an event? I mean, for example, say there's a car on fire on the side of the road right here. Anybody, including myself, I can pull over, click, 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 boom, you're watching the car fire live. So why would you pay somebody or wait for the news crew to show up? Most of the time they get there after the fact, right? You're getting news real time because of global communications and these platforms and the ability to live stream. So I really think that's what's going on. I don't have all the answers, but I do like to bring up discussions to invoke thought. But next time you read some crazy ass article and you're just looking at the news and you're like, has the world gone completely mad? That's part of it, yeah. A lot of the world is just fucking going batshit crazy. But the reporting is like amplifying it times 20 to keep you coming back to that particular news source, because they're basically gone. They're basically irrelevant. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's like photography. not saying photographers are irrelevant, but what I am saying is they're not as important as they were 100 years ago. Everybody that's carrying a phone is carrying a camera. They're a photographer. It wasn't like that 100 years ago. So nowadays, like, who hires a professional photographer? Well, maybe if you have a wedding, you got a product that you need some quality photos of, but most people are producing beautiful pictures with their cell phones. So it didn't make all photographers irrelevant, but what did it do? It slimmed down the business. It slimmed down different types of camera sales, because you got pretty much what you need on the cell phone. For example, yeah, you can go out and pay $2-3 grand for a camera to shoot YouTube videos, or you can post videos from your phone. Most of the time it's the same effect and nobody gives a shit. You're not producing a Steven Spielberg production every YouTube video that you do, and that's not what people expect these days anyhow. You just do it with your phone. So anyhow, folks, that's just my thoughts. I'm riding down the road here. I just figured I would talk about why the media reporting is so crazy. And it's just due to they're being phased out. They're on the way out the door. Nobody believes the news anymore, which it perpetuates itself. Because you told so many lies, nobody believes you. Now nobody goes to you. So in order to get any type of attention, you have to tell a bigger whopper of a lie, or have your people write, purposely poking the reader into invoking that emotional response where they stick around. But, just ask yourself, do you really need a news source? Or could you just stay on your particular social media platform and just follow the hashtag, trending news? And once an event happens, then you follow that hashtag, and you're looking at the shit real time from people standing there on the scene. Don't need no degree in journalism. All you need is a cell phone and a damn YouTube account. Alright folks, hope maybe that invokes some thought. Maybe that's my theory about why things are just so crazy on the news. Yes, the world is crazy, but the news is gonna amp it up 20 times just to keep you around, so they can sell Google ads, get advertising. Hey, thanks for joining me. A little quick video. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, bottom right hand corner of your screen, hit that little overstay road sign and get on board my train. I certainly appreciate it. Peace out. Have a wonderful day wherever you're at on this beautiful planet we call the Earth. I'll see you guys on the next one, my friends. Coming up on the ATL, where the players play. Yeah, shout out to Cab County Fire. Got a little mess right here. Mixed it up. Try to get around this little mess. Alright, looks like everybody's okay. Oh my goodness, that BMW lost a wheel. Oh my goodness, poor BMW. Lost that wheel. Spaghetti Junction. Top of the world. Spaghetti Junction. Hell yeah, look at all this traffic in Atlanta, Georgia, my friends. You think anybody here gives a fuck about your mask mandates? No. They give a shit about lockdowns? No. Everybody trying to live their life, enjoy themselves, get out and about. All you motherfuckers hiding out in your basement, stay there. Less traffic and less people out at the restaurant, so I ain't gotta wait behind your ass. What I recommend, you turn on CNN, get in your basement, put your mask on, and you stay right there. Stay right there as long as you can, because it's dangerous out here. It's deadly. It's deadly.